the report from Field Yates that the Cardinals were bringing in for a visit Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah, that's the kind of the big domino left to fall. We know the Cardinals are going to add a veteran cornerback. We've been reporting that since Monday morning. Which corner are they going to go with? Is it a Rasul Douglas? Is it a journeyman, a late round pick? Well, Asante Samuel Jr., by all accounts, best available corner on the market.
It's been an eventful, emotional roller coaster of a week one of the NFL offseason for the Arizona Cardinals. Bo Brock, Johnny Venerable. Hit that like button, subscribe to PHNX Sports. And it all started, Johnny, like any old offseason. Monty Ossenfort re-signing a couple of his guys, bringing back Evan Brown, bringing back Baron Browning, Kelvin Beachum, Joey Blunt, their long snapper Aaron Brewer, all the team-friendly deals, nothing breaking the bank. Even Browning was like $15 million in total money. Then the drama began. Tampering window opened up Monday morning, 9 o'clock AZ time, and the Cardinals, look, we were delivered a blow at first from Diana Rossini that the Carolina Panthers were just going to sign Milton Williams, their top target. But then things changed a little bit, and then we jumped on, got into a glass case of emotion, and the Cardinals were in. They were there with the Patriots. The Panthers were there, and they lose out on the Milton Williams sweepstakes.
Yeah, that was tough, especially like we felt like they were kind of setting up the tea leaves with the Baron Browning move. Oh, my goodness, you're signing your own on Sunday? What's his market, right? And then they lose out on Milton Williams, who was their top target no matter what anybody else tells you. They were prepared to pay him $21, $22, $23 million a year. And then the Patriots, with their FU money, came over the top and paid him upwards of $26 million a year. The Cardinals were never going to go that route. It's unfortunate because I do believe he would have enjoyed playing here, playing for Jonathan Gannon once again. But give them credit, because right after that, 45 minutes, sometime, they pivoted to their second target. I mean, I guess there could be a world in which they got Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, as Benjamin Albright told us on our show at the NFL Combine. But they got Josh Sweat, who by a lot of accounts, was a top 5, top 7 free agent in this class, who's right there alongside Milton Williams. The only knock on him, a couple years older, right? Production's not what you want from a top tier guy, but the Cardinals don't have anything to note. They were starting from scratch at edge rusher. That's the theme of this offseason. Josh Sweat with a 4-year contract, upwards of $76 million. Well-deserved checking of a box on Monday for Monty Ossenfort.
No doubt about it. It's not Myles Garrett, wasn't available, got the bag from Cleveland. Not Max Crosby, got the bag from the Raiders, never hit the market. And we don't know what the hell is going to happen with Trey Hendrickson or like Micah Parsons. They're both with two very dysfunctional franchises. So you had to go out and get something for your biggest weakness. I thought you put it very well. Top target, Milton Williams. Biggest need, edge rusher. They get a player not at the caliber of the guys that I just mentioned, but somebody that's very good. He's a sound pass rusher, can do a lot of things very well, and very familiar with Jonathan Gannon and Nick Rallis. So, there you go. Are you emotionally tapped out for day one? Monty Ossenfort basically all he does is add a linebacker who played primarily on teams to start with his Bengals career. It's Akeem Davis Gaither. He comes on, hybrid linebacker with teams experience. He's a captain, and it looks like he's probably the successor to Kazir White.
Yeah, again, Kazir White, the recording of this video remains unsigned, so you never know if that could be a possibility. But Cardinals sensing a theme. I mean, they're paying their linebackers not very much money. Like Mack Wilson Sr., as good as he was last year, it's not a top 10 cap hit on the Arizona Cardinals. So it kind of mirrors what Gannon and company have done in the past, say in Philadelphia. And so I'm interested to see how this shakes out. I don't hate the move if they continue to flush, their front four with premier defensive linemen, both in free agency and the draft. And that brings us to Wednesday. Wednesday was probably Tuesday. Excuse me.
Don't jump Tuesday. Tuesday was interesting. It was quiet, but I thought they checked a major box with the signing of Jacoby Brissett, Kyler Murray's QB2. It was relatively quiet outside of that. And, they signed him to a deal that's not bad. Was it 2 years, about $13-14 million. This is a guy that, Mike Garafolo told you earlier this week is a top 5 backup quarterback. And I think that you can't argue that it was a universally beloved deal, and you bring some experience to that room. You bring a peer for Kyler Murray, the bounce ideas back with a real huge familiarity with Drew Petzing, Israel Wolfork, even Jonathan Gannon. For a guy like Brissett, I really like the move. But Wednesday, that's when things got a little touch and go.
Yeah, Brissett, suppose he was contacted by the Cardinals last year. They couldn't get him done, or 2 years ago. So that's a move that feels like was destined to happen since Gannon and Petzing were arrived here. So it's a nice upgrade for their backup quarterback spot over Clayton Tune. But yeah, Wednesday was the day where all hell broke loose on this show in particular, because you saw Jonathan Allen, he was snatched up, Hargrave snatched up, Malik Collins, defensive lineman of note, being snatched up. And the Cardinals, what they do? They go out and they re-sign LJ Collier for what comes out to be a vet minimum deal, upwards of $3 to $4 million. And we're all sitting here like, was Milton Williams an anomaly? Is that the only target at D tackle? We came on our show pissed as hell on Wednesday, and there's Sweet Monty Ossenford 45 minutes after we got done recording. He gets the best available, and I think a real value pick. Dalvin Tomlinson inked to a nice 2-year contract, $16 million guaranteed, $29 million overall. It's going to be the starting nose tackle, D tackle on the Cardinals defensive line. That I don't care what position you play on the defensive line, you are an upgrade over what they had last year, Bo.
Just the ability to move people that Dalvin Tomlinson has is just going to open up so much for guys like Josh Sweat, and also Darius Robinson, and maybe we'll see, Bilal Nichols, Justin Jones, Dante Stills, but you've got a legitimate, beefy defensive tackle that's going to go in there and move people. Strong in the run game, but really strong, 11.4% pass rush win rate, getting after opposing quarterbacks from the interior of the defensive line. Monty completely redeemed himself after too many quiet hours, really kind of tampering in free agency period. That's when it kind of gets quiet, though. You start to see some things. Thursday, they got a little bit of juice, outside of the signing of a third guy on the depth chart at guard, and Jake Curran, who comes over from the Bears. That's a nothing signing. But the report from Field Yates that the Cardinals were bringing in for a visit Asante Samuel Jr.
Yeah, that's the kind of the big domino left to fall. We know the Cardinals are going to add a veteran cornerback. We've been reporting that since Monday morning. Which corner are they going to go with? Is it a Rasul Douglas? Is it a journeyman, a late round pick? Well, Asante Samuel Jr., by all accounts, best available corner on the market. Now, he was hurt last year, missed most of the season with an injured shoulder that could be lingering. But, he's taking visits right now, and he was a really good player under Brandon Staley. There's a connection there with Jonathan Gannon. Not a great runs preventer, not a great tackler, but he is a good cover corner when he's healthy, and that's an upgrade over Sean Murphy-Bunting, who had a tough time last year, both defending the run and pass. So, I would love for the Arizona Cardinals to be able to lock this in. Nothing in terms of that, at the timing of this recording, like manifesting itself, but that we know definitively they are not going to go into this offseason, OTAs, et cetera, without a new body at veteran corner. And you talk about a guy, Bo, that's in his mid-20s. This is a perfect reclamation project for a DB savant, Jonathan Gannon.
Yeah, you have to like that, 25 years old. It fits the criteria there. And then the need for competition at every position. That's what the Cardinals want across the board. So we'll see what happens with Asante Samuel Jr. And then the very small signing. They add a wide receiver from the Chargers, Simi Fehoko. He to me, Johnny, if he makes the 53 somehow in a crowded wide receiver room, probably is a younger version of Zach Pascal. He's your run blocker at 6'3", 220, and he's a teams guy.
Yeah, I just think outside of Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr., like very little is assured. Maybe a Greg Dortch because he's making, $3.3 million, but even Zay Jones, like that's a 1-year flyer deal again, which we hadn't mentioned. So yeah, that wide receiver room, like we feel like could they pursue a Keenan Allen? Could they pursue Elijah Moore? Maybe if those markets come down. But you and I have always questioned, like, how much do they utilize the slot receiver anyway? I mean, this offense loves 10 personnel. They love 12 personnel. They love multiple tight ends. They love multiple backs. I think unless you're Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., or Michael Wilson, like targets are going to be tough to come by until otherwise. But we'll see. Plenty of time between now and the NFL draft for more free agents, Bo Brock.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And for more on your beloved Arizona Cardinals, make sure you subscribe to PHNX Sports or wherever you're listening to podcasts. A little PHNX Cardinals shorty here. You want more of these? You got to make sure you're listening to them. You're hitting that like button. You're subscribed here, and we'll absolutely give you some more of this. So a recap of week 1 of NFL free agency, the tampering period with the Cardinals. He's Johnny. I'm Bo. We'll talk to you guys soon.